Hey, this is Suzanne, and you're listening to the Daily 15. In today's episode, we're talking about overthinking and how a simple reset can clear your head, reduce your mental load, and leave you thinking clearly again. If you're trapped in the cycle of overthinking and your brain feels like it's running 100 miles an hour, this episode is for you. It's time to move from overthinking to clarity. Take a deep breath, grab your coffee, and let's begin. Have you ever thought, my brain never slows down? With all the daily decisions, responsibilities at work and at home, and our unconscious cycle of negative thinking, it's no wonder you feel exhausted, emotionally, mentally, and physically. That feeling that your brain is constantly running in the background is real. We have full, beautiful lives with extra busy schedules, and that makes our brain work extra hard. But here's the thing. Our brain has one primary job: to scan for the bad stuff and keep you alive. And hey, that's pretty important. And you should be at the top of the to-do list. But sometimes the sneaky habit of negative thinking makes your brain work overtime. In the last episode, we talked about how to be more aware of overthinking and that negative thought pattern so we can interrupt the cycle and save our brain energy for the important things. Your brain carries so much responsibility. It's in charge of making your body run. Everything from waking you up to pumping your heart and making your lungs take in and expel air. Plus, it has all the heavy lifting of processing every thought you have. The average woman has around 6,000 thoughts a day. So your brain is working overtime, and it needs a break. Creating intentional pauses in your day helps it to recover and build up energy for the next task. This is especially important after you've had deep, focused work or a difficult situation. It's like catching your breath after a brisk walk. It helps your nervous system calm and reset, preparing you for whatever is next. It also builds in transitions from one task to the next to clear out the old rules and prep for the new ones. It's so important to clear out so your brain can be more efficient and focused, because that gives you better output with better results. Without clear and intentional pauses, you work your brain to its limit, and this increases stress and stress hormones. Then the normal negative thoughts that pop up become overthinking and spiral out of control. This makes you more stressed and leaves you exhausted. Your brain can't process fast enough to keep up, and it just leaves you mentally fatigued and fuzzy. It's no wonder you can't find the words you need or forget why you came into that room in the first place. And while this can feel like an uncomfortable normal that you're stuck with, there is hope. And change is possible with some simple strategies. And you know that these are rhythms that you can do in 15 minutes a day. There's no crazy protocols here. No whole life overhaul needed. Just results over time that work within your real life. Often the best thing that you can do to move from overthinking and those negative thoughts is a quick reset. A reset is simply some activity that you can do anywhere and anytime that you just need to clear your head and stop the spiral. Now, you've heard me say it before. One of the best activities to clear your head is a short, brisk walk. And outside is always best. The fresh air, especially on a cold day, clears out the cobwebs, stops the overthinking, and gives you a pause. Maybe you're wondering what else could work for a quick mental reset. Start by considering when overthinking tends to pick up. Is it in the morning, when the first thing you do is grab your phone and immediately start scrolling? A morning moment of quiet just to breathe and gather your thoughts before you grab your phone might be a great tool for you. Writing out your worries and your thoughts before bed might be a great way to clear your brain and help it relax and turn off so that you can go to sleep. If you notice that meetings get your negative thoughts rolling, take a moment as you head back to your desk for a silent prayer and a moment to take a deep breath. Like all the other rhythms you're building, small repeated actions create clarity and focus. And that's when you can see the real results. Our brains are wired with a natural bend towards negativity. And when it goes looking for it, it can find it. But it's not just natural wiring that causes overthinking. Sometimes it's other habits that we've developed along the way. The constant input that we get from social media and the news and the world around us allows overthinking to grow out of control. So if you're constantly scrolling social media and you're faced with everyone's highlight reel and it leaves you questioning everything about your life, that might be a problem. But there's another downside to our scrolling. We've become addicted to our phones. And it leads to constant overstimulation. Our brain just needs a break. But with the rapid speed that we consume content, watch shows, and are always connected, it just drains our brain's energy. And remember, our brain has a limited amount of energy before it has to rest and reset. So when that resource runs low, it's easy for overthinking to spiral out of control. And we're never away from our devices. There's no quiet space, no quiet moment anywhere for your brain to just relax and recharge. You need to create some margin mentally to slow the negative thinking spiral. But you may be wondering, how do we do that? Today, we're going to talk about building a daily reset that helps you calm the overthinking and get clarity. This will become your go-to response when negative thoughts run amok. And remember, small steps and consistency over time are the secret sauce to making these changes stick. In order to start, I want you to consider what time of day that might work for you to schedule your reset. It could be the time when overthinking seems to hit you hardest, but it also could be when it's the easiest for you to carve out 15 minutes on a regular basis. You might make it a part of your morning or bedtime routine. Or maybe it's best for you to do it when you hit that afternoon slump. And it could be just before you arrive home, taking a few extra minutes in the car before heading into your house. Once you pick the time, spend those minutes with one of the resets we discussed earlier: a brisk walk, journaling, deep breathing and prayer, or any other activity that helps you feel grounded and clears your mind of the negativity. Now you're building a daily reset that can move you from overthinking to clarity. Now, I know this sounds too simple, and there will be times when the overthinking has gone on for far too long, and a simple reset doesn't seem to help like it used to. This is when I want you to pause and consider what you're thinking. What are the actual thoughts you're having? I want you to speak your thoughts out loud. Get them out there. Don't just ruminate on them in your head, but actually speak them out loud. And once you've spoken them, I want you to ask these 4 questions specifically related to that thought. Question number 1, is it true? Question number 2, let's go a little deeper. Can I absolutely know that it's true? And question number 3, how do I feel when I have this thought? And question number 4, who would I be without this thought? Taking your thought through this process helps you to flesh out if it really is an accurate thought, because so many times what we think is true in reality really isn't. And I think it's important to acknowledge how you're feeling when you're having that thought, because often these negative thoughts make us feel bad about ourselves. And again, we need to have awareness around that so that we can interrupt that cycle. But the most powerful question is question number 4. When we start to look at who we could be if we got rid of that negative thought, powerful change can happen. So not only will this process of going through these questions help you interrupt the negative spiral, but it also helps you to evaluate your thoughts. When we have a negative thought for too long, it becomes a part of us. It gets internalized. And then our brain seems to think that it's true. And when that happens, we will act according to that thought, whether or not it's actual truth. So use these 4 questions to truly examine your negative thoughts and the patterns that you've been thinking in. This will help you decide if they're true or not, and if you want to keep them or not. But then you'll also know how to talk back to these thoughts and begin to speak more positive thoughts to yourself. Our brains are wired for negativity, but we can rewire them, and we can interrupt the negativity spiral. And it just starts with awareness and interruption. Then you can use one of your activities that we talked about earlier today, a brisk walk outside, journaling and prayer, or something else, to reset your overthinking and move you to clarity. And don't forget to implement the 4 questions when nagging negativity has you spiraling and overwhelmed. Take your daily 15 and create your overthinking reset plan for this week. You can take control of your thoughts, and you can retrain your brain to look for the positive, even when the negative thoughts are creeping in. Thanks for being here today. You're doing great, and you're making changes 15 minutes at a time, day after day. Are you starting to feel some relief? I hope so. Give yourself time and grace. It took us years to build habits, and it will take more time than we think to create new and better rhythms, to create the life we want. If these quick episodes help you find sustainable rhythms that you're needing, make sure to subscribe so you never miss an episode. When you subscribe, you get notified when new episodes are available, and it helps other incredible women just like you find solutions too. Maybe you've been listening for a while and you're ready to make some changes in your real life. If so, the Reset and Refresh call is the right next step for you. It's a free 30-minute coaching call where we can review where you're stuck in the mental spiral and get you a real strategy to start moving forward from mental overload to clear thinking. If this is your time to go deeper and find a new rhythm that keeps your energy and focus up, I'll drop the scheduling link in the show notes below. I just opened a few spots, so grab yours today. I want you to know you don't need a complete life overhaul to see real change and feel less overwhelmed. Your brain just needs small moments of quiet and calm to get some clarity. You're building daily rhythms to move you forward in your real life. We're in this together, and together we're creating margin for what matters most in just 15 minutes a day.